Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mysidians, Lunarians, Chocobos, Callers, Dwarfs. Welcome to the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Highway to the Zemus-Zone League match for tonight. We have got a fantastic match set up against Obdajr Jr., Invenerable, Muppetsinspace, and Vitasia. And I am joined here with BrewersFanJP. How are you doing tonight?
Doing all right. Looking forward to this. This is my first time calling one of these matches, and this is a randomizer I really enjoy, and looking forward to watching this match today.
So, do you want to tell our viewers about the flags that we've got set up tonight? It's a little bit different than the league qualifiers.
Yep, I can tell them about that. So, all right. First, we've got the J1 flag, which means the items that were in the original release will be included. K2, which means all the key items are randomized. They can also be randomized by the major summons and in the Lunar subterranean. Pass is also mixed in among the key items in this one, which is the P flag. C flag characters join places of the original game, but you'll get different characters there. Edge and Fusoya a little harder to find. And of course, with the No For Your Lunch flag, the N flag, there's a few places they will not be.
Sounds good, and looks like we are beginning with Dark Knight Cecil, which is the vanilla start character for Final Fantasy IV, so randomizer win here. Looks like we're getting ready to get started here in about 5 seconds.
Yeah. Just kind of finished up on the flags. We got T3, so most chests can contain anything, but they won't contain the most powerful items. Shops are a bit randomized, though they won't also have the most powerful items. Boss is randomized. Fusoya challenge, if you find him, he starts weak and you can make him powerful by beating bosses as we get going.
Yes, it looks like we are finally off. And one of the twins with the pan, looks like that is... I totally missed that.
That's Palom.
Palom. I had to do a quick refresh of my stream here.
Well, it's not a bad start. So with Dark Knight Cecil, would not surprise me to see people go to ordeals early, trying to get him into a paladin. We'll have to see if that's what some of these runners would like to do. Palom's a nice black mage. Definitely could be. I'll see a lot of these players hold on to him for the whole race.
Right, in the very beginning, usually we see most runners go into Baron to loot, but looks like Vitasia's going to go straight up to the Dam Cyan and loot that treasure as well. Finding a nice weapon for Cecil right now would definitely swing the play in going to ordeals early.
Well, their other twin in the inn, Porum. Looks like there's a Lunar subterranean boss with her.
Oh, that could be a lot of fun. Or very trolly. See, checking the item shops yields some early life potions, which is definitely something you're going to want to pick up a lot of, and it looks like Obdajr Jr. is going to pick up about 30 of them from Baron. Life potions are very beneficial if you decide to do certain grind fights. You can use a life potion on a downed enemy as soon as they die to revive them with 0 HP and instantly get double the experience from that current enemy. So we may see some early grinding with that. Also, if we get into a situation where we need a D machine grind on Giant of Battle, that's used in that to really rack up a ton of experience.
Yeah, so I don't think Vitasia found much in Damson. They did pick up crystal armor, which is nice armor for Cecil, but I know a lot of people like to sell it to just get the money for it, which is also a very good use for it.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got Vitasia's going to run into Antlion Cave, which is one of the earlier bosses. It's only got about 1,000 HP in that spot, so he could pick up anything from a powerful item or a key item from the Antlion spot now. And Invenerable is doing that same thing.
See, Muppets it went into Mist. Actually picked up a bow, I think, probably going to use for Palom.
And I think we saw a Dancing Dagger pickup as well, which is another option for Palom. I believe he can equip that. using the dancing dagger as an item will essentially throw that. It is a fairly early, powerful item to throw, and can cause from 300 to 400 damage.
So far, it looks like our runners are still just doing some early checks. Vitasia doing a safety save, most likely going to take Antlion on, just in case it turns out to be a brutal boss.
Right. And Obdajr peeking at the character in Kaipo, which I did not see.
And I missed it as well. Pretty quick check.
Sand Ruby.
Oh,
it's Rosa. That is something he's going to definitely want to go for. All runners will probably want to go for Rosa. Once again, not quite as randomized as normal.
It can happen.
Now we found coffins in the Kaipo shop, which can be used in some trap chest fights, as well as a couple boss sets that don't have the boss bit set on.
Ooh, we got Calcabrina for our first boss in Antlion Cave.
Vitasia using the strategy with the hourglass, because the back 3 dolls can be stopped. So a lot of times we'll see runners stop those dolls, and once they kill the front 3, they can pretty much have a lot of time to hack away at those and not have to worry about it transforming into the large doll.
The other nice thing here is that with 6 dolls, that HP of 1,000 gets divided between them. So each of these dolls is relatively weaker.
Yeah, so he does want to take out the red doll or the orange doll pretty quickly before it turns in, because I believe if there's 1 doll left, it can turn into the Calcabrina. But Vitasia has taken out the orange and is going to finish out the back pretty quickly.
That should do it for Calcabrina. Let's see what our first key item is. Our first big item, I should say. It might not be a key item.
And the package opens up the potential for another character, but it is most people will not go for that unless it's someone really worth taking, because that does eat up about 3 minutes of time, because you see the cutscene in Village of Mist, you see the cutscene in Kaipo, and then you have that boss fight.
Yeah, I do imagine these runners will at least go peek at who it is, since they only have 2 characters right now.
Definitely, and we still haven't looked at East Hobbs, I don't believe. But there is also Couch pointed out in chat that there is a potential for the Dragon Mist to be the boss in Kaipo with the package. So that could be a problem as well if Dragon Mist holds something useful. A lot of people will not check that right away for fear of losing time if it's not a good character.
So we've got... So Vitasia is going to check the character, and Invenerable is going for the Mount Hobbs to see what character's there.
Yeah, Vitasia's came in from the back of Mist, parked the airship back there, went in from the back. I guess he's going to loot first. If he gets anything he really likes, I'd imagine he'd go out and save again just to make sure. And we have Vanilla Mom Bomb with Tella.
Okay, let's see how Invenerable handles that. Vitasia's finishing cleaning up. Then go save. Is that Edge?
That looks like... I can see the cape. It is either Edge or a duplicate of one of the twins.
I think it's orange. I think that's Edge.
If that is Edge, each runner, yeah, if that's Edge, I'm sure Vitasia would. If it wasn't, he would have reset out of this by this point. So getting Edge early is definitely an advantage. Edge is a very strong character. Yes, that is Edge. So he's going to be pretty happy to see that, and we'll be able to plow through a lot of the early fights. Invenerable having a little bit of trouble with Mom Bomb, but he looks like he got an Hourglass 3 down. So once these bombs get off the attacks that they queued up, they'll be stopped for the remainder of the fight, and he'll be able to just kind of chip away at him. And using that dancing dagger throwing strat that I talked about earlier, or using that as an item, is good. If you've ever run this game on the Paladin percent, skipping over Village of Mist, coming in from the back and picking up that dancing dagger is key to that run.
Meanwhile, over on Obdajr's side, looks like he got Calcabrina, and unfortunately, having some issues.
Yeah, because Calcabrena, Obj is gonna take a reset and might be trying this fight again. Or he goes back in. Yeah, Calcabrena can use glance, which is a confuse, and with 2 characters, that can pretty much screw you for the fight.
All right, Vitasia's about to get edge, but he got a boss to go through first. And the Baron guards.
This is very vanilla randomizer tonight. This is the vanilla spot for those guards.
It's at least got to be a little bit of a relief knowing how to fight a strong boss to get edge.
Absolutely. Yes, and this should go pretty easily for him. Muppets is getting the package, I'm sure, having a nice cheer to himself for finding edge in Mist. Going through that cutscene, and he'll feel pretty good once he finds that that's the Baron soldier fight.
So Invenerable finished up on Mount Hobbs. We'll see where he goes next.
He's gonna go take on Fabul, and I know Invenerable had a little bit of took a lot of damage in that Hobbs fight. A good strategy is to go to Fabul next, because you will get a free full party heal at the beginning of this fight, and you get a free full party heal at the end of this fight. So without wasting the time to go sleep in an inn or find a cabin or something like that, you can get a heal pretty quick and do this. So that saves a little bit of time, which every bit of seconds are precious in these league races.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure you finish up this as fast as possible. Sorry, go ahead.
Vitasia's doing a little bit of inventory management, selling some stuff here. Get a little bit of gold so he can be ready to buy whatever he needs. Getting a heroine shirt would be good. If he finds a Sam Ruby picks up, Rosa could put that on and make her a decent archer. I think he's going to be buying some coffins. Looks like he's thinking about it. Now he went for hourglasses, and coffins.
Yeah. So just a reminder, like kind of what's on the line here. But based on your finish will be how many points you get for the league. First place gets 4 points, second 3, third 2, and fourth 1. So definitely want to finish as fast as you can.
And we have the Vanilla Fabul Gauntlet. So how many vanilla bosses has this been so far? Is this a third vanilla boss?
Yeah, this will be third vanilla.
Fabul Gauntlet is a series of 6 fights that goes through goes through soldiers and Weeper, Water Hag, and I want to say an imp. Then you got Baron soldiers again. Then you've got a gargoyle fight, the monsters, and finally general and soldiers one last time.
Yeah, but again, another nice one to go through. And getting some nice bosses here early, so you don't have to deal with anything like the Lunar bosses. At least not yet.
And it looks like Vitasia finished up. Did he finish up Hobbs, or did he just peek and leave out?
He might have peeked and left out because he reset. So he might have saw Tella and decided, nah, doesn't want Tella. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, Tella can be beneficial if you get him and you need to use him for the D machine grind, or him with a character with weak. But having Palom is definitely the stronger of the black mages. So I would imagine that Palom's going to be our go-to. Obdajr Jr. finished up the Antlion Cave and is probably going to go check out what the package is giving him very shortly. And Vitasia looks like he is. I think he is finishing up the. Is he in Fabul, or is he doing his Kaipo fight?
He's in Fabul because he already has edge.
Oh, right. As Brewers mentioned, this is his first one commentating, and this is just my second. So I'm still getting the hang of watching every single corner, every single screen. So if I miss something, chat, please help me out.
Yeah, we're trying to keep an eye on everything, though we do miss things. But also, just looking at the standings, for 3 of these runners, it looks like this is their first race. Muppetsinspace has done 1. Finished 4th place in that race.
Yes, he finished 4th place on his race on July 27th, but this is everybody's first. everybody has a significant amount of time. I think the 12th is the next race that anyone from this one is in. While we watch a little bit of this Football Gauntlet and Mom Bomb fight, I want to thank RPG Limit Break for streaming this. I also want to thank El Magus for restreaming, as well as Demarine for running our trackers tonight.
Absolutely. Big shout outs to all of them. Invenerable's through the Football Gauntlet. Going to check some of these chests.
And
Muppets. By the way, we missed them picking up the magma key. Invenerable must have got that from the king.
Yep, Football Gauntlet yielded the magma key, so that is going to definitely get you 3 potential key items now, because you've got the free key item in the Land of the Summoned Monsters in that chest, or free key item spot. You've got the free key item from checking Yang in the Sylph Cave, but he's also, since we started with the pan, he can also turn that in and get a second key item from Sheila, so he can get both of those right away. So we got 3 things that we can go for right away.
This sea is setting up very nicely for them. Obviously, though, they still need to find either the Darkness Crystal or the Pass, and then the regular crystal.
And Edge's Muppets is taking a little nap outside of Baron. Looks like he's going to try the Baron in for Horum to get himself a white mage. We're going to see who this is going to be. This is definitely the different route that anyone else has taken. And Lunar Dragons are not too bad to find in that first spot, which is really just about a 500 HP spot. 400 HP spot.
That's not bad at all. I mean, they're already down.
Yep.
I was going to say, you don't want to use black magic on them, but that's easy enough as it is.
Yes, that is. I'm sure he's relieved to see that, get that out of the way. We're going to see what our next fight is. What looks like it's going to be Milan or Milan Z. Oh, no, Water Hag.
No,
sorry.
It's Water Hag, and another easy fight for them. So we're going to be at about 16 minutes, and Muppets is going to have a full party.
Yes. You have a black mage, white mage, 2 melees, so I wouldn't be surprised if Muppets decided to go ahead and switch Cecil over for it to a paladin, kind of to buff up Tella initially and to get that set up so he has other melee character. And Invenerable is going to dive down into the underworld and see what he can find down there.
So shortcut scene on his side. Vitasia stopping over at Silvera.
Ooh, Muppet finding the Sand Ruby from Baron, so he may go and we might see Tella go away for Rosa.
Man, I think that's a nice party setup to them right there. Yeah, I don't know if we'll see Muppets look for anybody else at this point.
He may not. But Muppets also does not know that the Magma Key is in Fabul, so I'm sure he'll go do Fabul pretty quickly. Or has he picked up the Magma Key? He's running into Aggart right now.
I don't think I've seen him go to Fabul yet. No, he hasn't.
No.
And Vitasia is going to be the first one to make the Mount Ordeals climb.
Yep. Now, Ordeals is 3 boss fights. The first is the Vanilla Milan spot, then the Vanilla Milan Z spot, which is a back attack, which can be brutal with the wrong boss, and then you've got a pretty easy fight inside the crystal room. So Hope is doing some gauntleting.
Yep. And so someone mentioned in chat that Muppets might be looking for sirens at this point. Get his grind spot.
Invenerable found cabins, which is definitely a good pickup to for right now because of the being able to stop quickly, get a full heal wherever you are, any type of grinding, any type of long chain of bosses. Ooh, and Dr. Lugay at the top of Ordeals. So this is going to be 2 fights.
Could be a worse fight there. That's not too bad to get through.
No.
Obda is actually up in... Looks like he's in Kaipo... Or no, is he doing his Fabul Gauntlet?
Yeah, he's doing his Fabul Gauntlet with Palom, Tella, and Cecil. So he has not checked out the package yet. I'm sure he will very shortly.
Vitasia's through the first part of the Ordeal's Gauntlet here. Muppets is going to get his Luge fight.
And the Dr. Luge fight is not too bad. It's just one of those fights that I absolutely hate. It can really irritate you in the wrong spot, especially when he drops poison on you, if he gets that off. But looks like Vitasia didn't have that deal. We've got Octomam in the back attack spot.
They've been getting some nice bosses here so far.
Now Octomam, as a boss, as his tentacles start to go away, he starts to lose speed. He slows down. So the more tentacles he has up, the faster. But Palom with Lit 2 is gonna really hurt him pretty bad. So Invenerable is gonna be checking the Land of the Summoned Monsters for that free chest.
Octomam is down for Vitasia. One more boss to get through.
Octomam is about to fall off the cliff.
Ooh, Muppets would use some twin magic there.
Yes, Muppets choosing to do the twins. The twin route is good, especially early on, because that twin magic can really make a big difference.
Venerable is about to pick up a key item from Land of Summons.
Yeah, we'll see what this is.
Darkness Crystal. Ooh, that is nice.
That is very nice. The Darkness Crystal is going to give us access to another item shop, as well. In this.
Oh, nice pickup for Vitasia. Sorry, you got Excalibur right for Cecil.
Nice. So Cecil's going to have a fantastic weapon to start with. But as I was saying, the moon will also give a free character in the Lunar Throne spot. So in the S2, the S2 flags that we're on, shops are biased towards the later. The items in the shops are biased for later in the game. And Invenerable is peeking in the bosses at Land of Summoned Monsters and found the Mist Dragon is there. So if we start to run into some like a roadblock, he may go in there at some point and kill Mist Dragon to get that item from Rydia's mom.
And so we got Invenerable went down, is taking on the egg, gonna get some levels here quick for his characters.
Yes, he's going to do a quick little grind here, probably 1 or 2 fights just to get enough, just to beef his characters up so he can go and win some of these boss fights pretty easily.
I mean, looking at just where everybody is at this point, Vitasia's in a really nice spot, and Muppets is about to get there too.
Yes, Muppets is about to have a well-equipped Paladin Cecil, Edge, and a Black Mage and White Mage, and then just a waste of space with Tella. But that is most definitely a party you could easily win with. With Tella taking a nap, not gonna really hurt you too bad. Palom is the best of the Black Mages. Porum is not too shabby of a White Mage either.
So at this point, we got Invenerable looking for his crystal. So I gotta imagine. Everyone's gonna go eventually probably grab that Darkness Crystal. I can't imagine anybody not going for ordeals at this point.
Yes, getting that Darkness Crystal is good, especially for that character. I'm not 100% sure if Muppets may not. He may not need to. The only reason Muppets may go to the moon is if he cannot find the pass or the crystal. So if he finds that anywhere on the overworld or underworld, he may not ever go to the moon.
Looks like I got Abda going into Sylph Caves, going to use that pan and then go back to Yang's wife. Get the 2 items potentially there.
Now tell us a little bit about the where the key items can be. I know you mentioned it a little bit in our introduction, but tell us about the boss spots where key items may be and things that we may want to be looking for.
Well, there's 18 key items in the pool. With the flags on that we've got, the 18 key items can be in any of the key item spots, but they can also be at the Lunar subterranean bosses. There's, I forget exactly how many are down there. It's like 5 or 6. And then we've got the pink tail from Yang. from the sylph there.
Very good. That's if you find a hook, that's going to be a nice adamant armor, which would be a good boost for any of your characters.
But yeah, so going on. So there's also, I believe, 4 summon spots. You've got the Asura spot, Leviathan, Bahamut, and Odin. All those spots could contain a key item as well. So, and the pass is not mixed in the shops this time. It's going to be at one of those key item spots, which makes it a little trickier. But that's also where that Darkness Crystal can come in to help, because they can check the Lunar subterranean bosses as well. Though at this point, those are most likely going to be beyond their abilities to take on.
Yes. Sorry, I'm having a slight amount of technical difficulties here on my end. Let me readjust.
I believe I saw Invenerable also go through Self Cave. Yeah, so he's gonna go check Yang's wife now, see what 2 items she has.
Yeah, he did. He went and bashed Yang over the head with a pan as well.
And our first item, Light
Is a
Sword.
lightsaber.
Not really what we're looking for, but let's see what item 2 is. Rat Tail.
Right. So he's got both tails. So, and we could get it with a hook, get adamant armor, and whatever the rat tail yields. Could be necessary. Could be a power shirt.
So at this point, we're starting to run out of spots to check for key items a little bit. We still have the Dwarf Castle that's available. There's a character there too if they want to get that character. I mean, they do have the Darkness Crystals. So they can go up to the moon, but all we can really do at this point is check the character and check the shop. Really, don't have the levels to start taking on those bosses.
Right. Well, only Obda and Invenerable have the Darkness Crystal. Muppets and Vitasia have not picked that up yet. But Invenerable looks like he's going to be climbing ordeals to happily find his Excalibur for Cecil.
Meanwhile, Vitasia is going to grab Rosa.
Which I am surprised that Muppets has not gone to get Rosa yet. And Muppets is going to... He has also not done the Fabul Gauntlet, so it looks like this is where his next stop is the Fabul Gauntlet. No, Rivers, nobody has checked the moon yet. And Palom having Quake definitely makes for very, very quick fights. Quake cannot be reflected, and Quake is a very fast cast, so he should have no problem downing these bosses very quickly.
We got Abda going through, checking some chests. Muppets is starting his gauntlet, a little bit more equipped, so this will be a little easier for him.
Yes, his should be one of these hold A to win. Hold down your A button, and yeah, I think that looks like that is his strategy.
And Vitasia, I think, is going to give us our... Nope. Vitasia isn't on the Darkness Crystal yet. Never mind.
Nope, he's just checking out Mysidia. Gonna go apologize for plundering their crystals. And bought a couple exits. Exits are good to use quickly to get out of a town, get out of a dungeon. Although Tella does have exit already, so Tella comes equipped with exit. But he dropped Tella, so that would be why he picked up exits.
Yeah. And then I think Rosa can't get exit unless you do Tower of Zots. Though Porum eventually will learn exit.
Porum will learn exit, but exit items are definitely good to have. They are very cheap and doesn't really... That one spot in your inventory most will not miss. Obda's going to go check out the package right now. Cecil does learn exit. Yes, that is correct. Cecil learns exit as well.
Yeah, he does too. Obda might be kicking himself a little bit here for not checking that package a little earlier.
But Obda does have the Darkness Crystal too, and has picked up a couple things as well. So right now at this point, all runners are... There's no real clear lead. I would say Muppets probably has the party set up the best. Yes, Obda and Invenerable are both getting different pieces of good news. That Excalibur is nice to see, and Edge is also fantastic to see.
So yeah, I don't think it's been a while. We haven't seen anybody check anything new for a little bit. We're still waiting to see either somebody go for the was it for the dwarf castle, or maybe make the climb up the lower Babel. I think those are like the only item spots we've got that are really convenient for our runners right now.
Yeah, right now, Muppets looks like he's just digging through everything he can to find that crystal. And as someone pointed out in chat, there is never a leader until you find the crystal. That's finding that crystal is your your big thing. If you tuned in with us last night, we had a very long race that ended up with a Mist Dragon at one of the last Lunar Subterrane bosses spot, and Rydia's mom held the crystal.
That is another item that a couple of these runners do know they can check at some point if they need to, is Rydia's mom, because a couple of them know where the ones who have the darkness crystal know where Rydia's mom is, basically.
Yes, Dragon Mist is in that that right spot on in Land of the Summoned Monsters. So Invenerable is taking the climb down Mount Ordeals and doing a little dance with his characters, swapping through. He still only has the 3. He still only has Cecil Tella and Hallam. So he did not go through, he has not checked the package yet.
Daisy is going to grab his darkness crystal.
Yep. And Vitasia, I need to double check his party. He may take that and go check it out. Has any of our runners found sirens yet?
I don't believe so. I don't think I've seen any of them buy any. Well, here's a new spot. We haven't seen this shop. Nope, just Deco Notes.
Right. Yeah, there are 2 shops in Toria potential for the sirens, but we did find star veils, and I'm not sure if we found those in an earlier shop and picked those up. Star veils are something you want to pick up because, as I see them in Muppet's inventory, star veils will cast wall on your character. So if you find a Golbez in a particularly nasty spot, you can double star veil, or you can put star veil on, and he only attacks with magic that can be reflected. Also finding Ashura in a difficult spot, you can double star veil to put wall on her if you don't have a character that can cast wall yet.
Well, Invenerable's the first to get the whale. Still hasn't gone to Mist though, so Edge is still sitting there.
Edge is still sitting in Mist. He's gonna pick up and peek and see who that character is on the moon. Anybody want to get there? Does chat want to get their guesses in for who is waiting on the lunar throne?
I don't know. Let's say a vanilla Fusoya. We've had a lot of vanilla. We're gonna have to wait a minute though, because the Venerable's gonna check this village first.
Yes, and this is one of the 2 options that we have not seen yet that could be sirens. He's gonna leave us hanging a little bit while he sells some stuff. Ripe with anticipation, Obda's finishing up the water hag fight to get his white mage from Baron, and he's going to set up with a fairly decent party as well once he climbs Ordeals.
No sirens there. Though some ethers and some Thor rages.
So sirens, if we haven't checked, I don't know if we have checked Dwarf Castle. So sirens probably going to be in the Elblin Cave. So we will need the hook to get those.
But I think that's assuming I concedes not have sirens. I think that can happen.
I'm not 100% sure. I do believe sirens will appear in a shop at some point. Every seed that I have run on these flags, I have found sirens, but maybe I'm just particularly lucky.
All right, well, who's our character on the throne?
Yes, no one has fought the Dwarf Castle boss yet, and it is
Yep, there's Kane.
That is a good find, a good offensive character, especially if you can find something good for him to pick up. Muppet's going to pick up a couple Hourglass 3s. Hourglass 3s are going to cast Stop on all enemies. Great for grind fights. A pretty significant stop spell. I want to say it stacks it 4 times on enemies, but I could be wrong about the amount of times. I know it stops them for a very long time. Muppets is using a siren, I believe that he found in a chest to get a couple levels from down here. Now on the flags that we are on, the E3 flag, or sorry, not the E3 flag. I want to say, are we on the accelerated experience flag?
We are on that one.
So if we're on the accelerated experience flag, once you find 10 key items, your experience gained will be doubled, and experience is not shared amongst party members. So if you find if you find a fight that grind fight would normally be 34,000 or 32,000, once you find 10 key items, it would be 68,000. I can't remember the exact experience for that fight. I always mix up those two, 64, 68, but it is still a significant chunk of experience. Having sirens and coffins can net you a very quick bit of experience and really level your characters up fast. And Invenerable is going to pick up Porum, so he will have Cecil, Palom, Porum, Kane, and Tella.
Abda activated the whale, but he's going to do ordeals first, which he might be glad he did before he did anything rash to Cecil.
Yes, because many will dump Dark Knight Cecil, especially without a good item, for a potential ordeals climb. But the fact that Excalibur is at the top of ordeals, that is going to be very helpful. Climbing ordeals also unlocks all of Tella's spells, so he gets all the 1, 2s, and 3s. He has got Quake. He has got, or no, does he? I don't think Tella gets Quake. Tella does not get Quake, but he gets Virus. And so the only really powerful spells he does not get are Nuke or Quake. And he cannot use Meteo unless you pick up a Soma drop.
Yeah, since the glitches are off in this category, you can't overflow his MP or anything to allow him to do that.
Right. Yes, glitches are off in this flag set. A couple glitches are still utilized, such as equipping the Avenger, hot swapping in the middle of a fight, and that will keep your attributes of the weapon you have on and put you in a constant berserk state with that old weapon. So, for example, if Cecil is holding the Crystal Sword and you hot swap the Avenger Sword on there, he's still going to have the attributes of the Crystal Sword, but be permanently berserked in that fight with the Avenger Sword. You can also equip Cecil with a bow in the back row for a fight, and then equip his sword again, and it will be treated as he's a front row.
We got Muppets taking on the Mist Dragon.
Yes, Muppets is taking a little bit of a gamble with this one because this is going to be a tricky fight. Cecil with the Excalibur is not bad, and he's going to drop an illusion to cast Blink on him, so he won't be able to be physically attacked for 3 turns. And correct me real quick, the right spot is the Ashura spot. Is that correct, or is that the Leviathan spot?
I think I'm not 100% sure actually now. I thought you have to fight them in order, but maybe that's changed for the randomizer here.
The randomizer does not need to be fought in order. You can fight anyone. Right is Ashura, and that is 23,000 HP. So he's got to whittle away 23,000 HP from this Mist Dragon. Yes, Edge is evading because he used a Moon Veil as he hits the demonic 666 against the Mist Dragon. Moon Veil will cast Wall on yourself, but also cast Barrier, which really ups your evade.
Yeah, Muppet says chipping away slowly.
And it could pay off. It could be. I mean, this could be the crystal and put him in a significant lead. Because we have Tella available with Weak, We have life potions, and we have the big whale. So, if it's the crystal, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Muppets in Space take a D machine grind and then dig in.
We'll find out. He's got his whole party up.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got his party up because he wants the experience from this fight. This fight gives a decent amount of experience. Palom is is dancing all over the place now. Unfortunately, Palom is weak and blinked. So even though Blink is on, Cecil is going to dive in front of her or him to block him, and he took some pretty nasty hits from that.
Oh, we've got Vitasia going to go for the dwarf castle fights, and we start with Valvalis.
Ooh, Valvalis is a nasty fight if you do not have Kane. That once Valvalis is in her tornado form spun up, you will not be able to. It'd be very difficult to hit her with any magic. So he's going to go ahead and berserk Cecil with the Excalibur. So that should do some pretty quick damage, but it's still going to be tricky with only 2 melees. But Edge and Cecil with Excalibur are the 2 melees you're going to want to have in this fight.
Now, up on Invenerable side, he's got Kane. So this will be a bit of an easier fight.
He does have Kane, and his levels are a little bit lower than Vitasia, so he may his hits are he's gonna get hit a little bit harder. Valvalis in her spun form will cast Weak, and if she hits Weak, any physical attack is gonna pretty much demolish whoever's down. Yes, we have Disco % run going on in Muppets in Space. Down here, everyone's kind of dancing around.
Yeah, everyone except Obdajr at this point is in a bit of a grind of a fight.
Yes. Wow, that one is very difficult to look at, flashing around. Okay, yes, and the Valvalis fight is proving to be not the most fun. Rosa is taking a nap. Kane is going to try to jump to open up Valvalis to maybe hit her with some magic from Quake, which that's exactly what he's doing. And Obda is probably going to do the same thing that everyone else is doing, with the exception of Muppets.
Yeah, our winners have been pretty close at this point, except for Muppets, who's gone off and done his own thing. But otherwise, everybody else has basically checked the same things and is about even.
Which, when you look at it, Obda, Invenerable, and Vitasia are making the play that makes the most sense. Muppets in Space is taking a pretty big risk, taking a gamble here, which could yield a pretty high reward, or it could just be a waste. But he will get some decent experience from this, so it won't be a total waste.
Vitasia's through the first fight, and is that King Edlin? Oh, there's Edward.
Oh, bye, Edward. It could be Odin, or it could be the King and Queen. If it's the King and Queen, yeah, that should be a pretty easy fight. Just keep your party healed up. After a couple turns of Fire 1 and Fire 2, they will become conscious and kill themselves. So I'm sure Vitasia is very happy to see this fight in this current spot. If this was a no free lunch 2 flag on, this could be a little tricky, but even so, the Golbez fight here is only about 3,000 HP. Split up amongst these two, they'd go down pretty quick. So, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to kill him right out instead of waiting.
All right, we're going to see what item the king is holding on to today. Actually, technically, it's Luca holding on to the item.
Yes. So we shall see. And Muppets in Space is still valiantly fighting this dragon.
And down.
Finally finished it with every character up. So that's going to be some nice chunk of levels. At least nice chunk of experience for his twins. So now we'll see what Miss Dragging spot, or what the Assure spot gives. The Baron key.
Okay, that's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go right for that after checking Rydia's mom.
Yeah, I would not either, because this is not going to be too difficult of a fight, especially with what he's, with with his levels and his equipment. So this is going to send him in a completely different direction from everybody else. And what did Vitasia get from Lunar?
He got the spoon.
Okay. So right now Muppets he's in a good spot because everyone sort of hit that dead end.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Muppets has not checked Yang yet, so he's going to do that. Most likely looping Fabul first.
Yeah, he'll take a little trip to Fabul, and then he's probably gonna run straight into Baron and use that key, and that'll get us a character as well as a potential key item. But there are 2 boss fights in Baron, which are going to be the Baigen and Kanazo spot, each with around 4,000 HP. So with his spells and his equipment, they should go down very quickly.
And Vitasia is heading back to the Land of Summons. I wonder if he's going to make the Mist Dragon play as well.
He might, and he's going to find he'll be in for a nice long grind fight. He's going to rest up in the Land of the Summoned Monsters.
Okay, what does Freddy's mom have?
Let's find out. Fabul Mist Baron. Yep. Looks.
Adamant armor on Rydia's mom. Not a bad pickup, but probably hoping for something a little bit better.
No, but that's good. Putting that on Cecil or Edge is going to really boost up their survivability during any type of grind of a fight. Or he may just hang on to it for a little bit and decide what he's going to do later. So he's going to go now to Fabul and turn in everything to Sheila.
Yep, and looks like Vitasia's gonna go for the Mist Dragon fight.
Yep, and looks like we got Odin on the other side of that. So Odin is an interesting fight. And that would be an interesting play. If I'd be surprised to see anybody take there as well if they run into a dead end. Odin is one of those timed fights in a sense. He does hit with some pretty nasty physical attacks. And he raises his sword up and uses his Odin ability, or the Zenset. I'm not even trying. Yes, exactly. That. Bless you. But we are going to. When he raises his sword, if you attack him with a lightning spell, there is a very small chance that you can instantly kill him. So that's a risk you could take. I don't think we'll see anybody really take that, but right away they may go back to that if they get stuck into a dead end. But Muppets is going to go now and check out Baron.
Yeah. No, we got Invenerable climbing Tower of Babel. This is another big divergence.
Yeah, so we've got basically 2 going in a similar direction and 2 going in a couple different directions. So we got about 3 separate directions we're going right now.
Oh, and I think someone makes a good point in chat. Vitasia had the spoon, and using that against Mist Dragon probably took off a significant chunk of HP.
Yeah, the spoon's going to take off pretty close to 9,999. So, yeah, that's with that Ashura spot at 23,000. I mean, he's almost halfway through this fight.
All right, what? Okay, who is that at the? I can't tell who that is on the Tower of Babel.
That is the Magus Sisters. He's going to be fighting the Magus Sisters up there. Or as River says, the El Magus Sisters, who is the great El Magus, our wonderful restreamer tonight.
Wouldn't it be appropriate if the Magus Sisters have the crystal?
Well, we shall see. Magus Sisters can be tricky. They cast Wall on Cindy, the middle sister, and Vitasia just reset out of that fight. They cast Wall on Cindy, and then they start bouncing spells off of her. But having Quake is big play for this one because that cuts right through Wall.
I think that's Asura on Muppet's side.
That is Ashura in Baron, which we saw at the very beginning of the game. Normally, you're going to want to try to. She's got she casts Cure 3 and Cure 4 on herself, but he might not have too much problems cutting through her with his spells and Excalibur right now. So he's probably not even going to bother trying to wall her.
I got Vitasia gonna go to the moon. And Muppets do Asura.
Yeah, killed Ashura, so we're gonna check who's on that throne of Baron. He may loot Baron right now just to see what kind of items he can get. He's just gonna take those 3 chests and go on up. And Invenerable is almost through this Maga Sister fight. Now, Cindy can revive her sisters, so that's a little bit risky keeping her alive in the middle, but I think he just killed him by way of Quake, and he took out Cindy.
But we got Bahamut at the Ignazo spot.
Which isn't too bad. Once again, this is only a 4,000 HP spot, so he should down Bahamut very, very quickly.
Meanwhile, Vanilla Tower Key on Invenerable's side.
Oh no, but this is also another key item spot right away, and only about 500 HP, so pretty free fight in there, unless it is a Wyvern who will open with Mega Nuke because the Wyvern flag is off.
We'll find out in a second.
That would be the trolliest situation.
Oh, it's a moon boss.
Oh no. I am so sorry, Invenerable. I am so sorry. But it did not hit Tella or Rosa, which is interesting. Not sure how that did not hit. If he can get one attack off with his heavy hitters, Wyvern will go down.
So, Muppets picked up Fusoya. Let's see if he'd like to keep him.
Yeah, Fusoya was in there. He may drop Tella for Fusoya. And Wyvern is going down. And Invenerable is probably, pretty clenched up there in his seat. Feels a little bit better now that he's out of here.
Maybe Muppets might have been so shocked to see Fusoya that he's frozen. Yeah. Invenerable got through the Wyvern fight. Now just gotta leave the tower to see what that key item is.
Yes, Invenerable coming on down. He's gonna climb down the broken bridge, and Vitasia is he's looting. Is he looting Eblin? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Found a Bacchus wine.
I'm just doing some grinding on the moon, it looks like.
He's finding a little bit of those hair dryers, as I like to call them.
That's what they look like, is hair dryers.
Yes, because we still have not found sirens, which they're probably in the Eblin cave. So.
All right, what do we got for Invenerable? Another big moment.
Oh yes. Let's see.
Luca key.
Oh no! Oh.
It's the chain of keys.
Yes, this rabbit hole keeps getting deeper and deeper. But this does, as someone in chat pointed out, this does open up the trapdoor grind. So, is not going to need sirens if he chooses to do this. But with the trapdoor grind, you can turn encounters on and fight your trapdoors. If you can down them enough, or down them quick enough before they demolish your party, you get some nice chunk of experience. And Vitasia is fighting this trapped chest monster, and as well as using a life on the downed monster to get to go ahead and get some extra experience. And looks like Invenerable is just going to run on through.
Yeah. Saving some doors for later if you want, but yeah, for now, just gonna go for that key item.
Yeah, and the thing with Luca Cave is he could definitely go into the crystal room and check that item, and if it's something that absolutely not going to need, such as the adamant or the legend sword, or not even a key item at all, he could just reset out and not even have to worry about it. And that's probably why we're not seeing him pick up any
Well, he went to the bottom of the cave and he's fighting imps.
He is fighting Dark Imps, yes. So he went to one of the boss spots there. Dark Imps are not friendly. Dark Imps are in the Bahamut spot. Yes, the Dark Imps definitely hit very hard. They are also very fast. And Vitasia fighting his mad ogres.
There's the pass on Invenerable's side. But didn't fully need that since already had Darkness Crystal, but still, gets you right to Zeromus. Actually, might be a little sad to see that because that kind of ends your chain right there.
That does end your chain. He may reset out of this fight, or he may try to go for it. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. The pass is definitely not worth fighting the CPU in that Demon Wall spot.
Oh yeah, now it really is the grind to try to find the crystal, and I'm trying to think what else we still have to look at.
Well, we've still got Odin in Leviathan spot. We've still got the Odin spot in the Barren Castle that Muppets will have, as well as Muppets is... Oh, right. Muppets had to reset because he had a little bit of technical difficulty. So Muppets is going to have to do this Barren again.
Invenerable is landing at... I think Invenerable is going to go for some of the Lunar bosses.
He might. That looks like he might do that. He has also checked the... Did he pick up Cain? He is the one. He does have Cain, yes.
Yeah, he has. He's the one that checked Cain.
Yes, it sounds like from chat that Muppets had a little bit of controller issues. So, but he's back at it again. I mean, he could still be in a good spot if this turns out, if this key item turns out good. It looks like we have a glass helmet, a glass hat from Bahamut spot. So, not really what he wanted to see from dealing with that Dark Imp fight.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of equipment, but yeah, again, it is not what you wanted there. Vitasia's going to go to the tower and most likely going to get on that same chain that's Invenerable is on, I believe. Or was it Invenerable on that chain?
Say that one more time.
Was it Invenerable that was on the chain before?
Yes, Invenerable. He dove into Luca Cave, found the pass.
Yeah.
Which would have been nice to have, only to find it was blocked by CPU. And that is going to be a pretty significant boss. The Evil Wall's got close to 20,000 HP. It's not split evenly amongst the three of them. The CPU will have the majority of that, but Mazer hits pretty hard.
So, Venerable is still working through the subterranean. Obda just checked at Yang's wife, I believe.
Yep, Obda's went ahead and turned in his pan. Invenerable looks like he's going to be grinding a little bit down here with the King Ryu's.
Alright, Muppets is checking the tower key. Gonna come out. I'm a Baron Key, I mean. Gonna come out with this, good?
And he's going to stop this King Ryo here and hope that he can get the stop off before they beat him up too bad.
Well,
what was that?
Muppets found the hook.
Okay, so there we go. He can get another adamant armor. He can get turn in that rat tail for a possible item, and he can also go into the Eblin Cave if he's not happy with his characters, which I don't know why he wouldn't be. For a character, he can also... There are probably sirens in that shop.
Alright. So go ahead.
If this is the key item... hang on, let me count real quick. Yeah, if this is a key item, this is going to give him his 10th key item.
Yep, this would be his 10th if it is key. So that would also be important for him.
And I would be, if he gets the key item, and I would not be surprised if he goes ahead and checks the Eblin Cave and picks up some sirens.
Alright, so we got the Earth Crystal.
Okay, so there's 2 potential characters and another potential for a key item. Also, a very large treasury in Toria Castle.
Yeah, that is unlocked as well. I was actually looking at it. I just realized, as you mentioned, 10 items. Invenerable's at 10 as well, so that makes sense why he's doing some of his grinding now.
Yes, the King Rios are definitely going to give him a large chunk of experience. Yes, Muppets having 2 adamant armors is definitely a big thing for him. He's got quite an advantage on fights at this point.
Alright, Muppet's making his way to the Eblon. Most likely just gonna check for that or for those sirens.
Which I'm pretty sure we're gonna see in here.
Oh, no sirens.
No, okay, well Bacchus, that is something you want for the Zeromus fight.
It does get the Bacchus, so that'll help. But yeah, no sirens, so that means no easy grind in this one.
Yeah, so I guess that does mean that there is the sirens do not have to show up in a shop. And somebody asked in chat, is no random battles part of the randomizer? With this current flag set, we're on E3. Encounters are default turned off, but you can turn them back on, which is a useful strategy in grinding, such as the D machine grind on Babel, as what Invenerable is doing right now for King Ryu's in the Lunar Subterrane, and the sealed caves in the Luca Cave. The trap doors in the sealed Luca Cave. Words are hard.
Alright, so Muppets looks like he's going straight up to Tower of Zots.
Yep, and he should be able to easily plow through this, so this shouldn't take too long for him. Probably the longest thing will be the cutscenes. We could see a Golbez up here, because we haven't seen a Golbez fight yet. Golbez could be nasty. If he saves before that, he could throw his adamant armors on and possibly dodge some of those demolish and make quick work of Golbez. Yep, Vitasia did not have much of a problem with Wyvern at all. Ogda's just had his oh crap moment.
Oh, we got a Ogopogo up, and the first boss that Invenerable takes on.
And Obda got a little demolished by that Mega Nuke. But he is going to hopefully get an attack off, and easy kill on Wyvern. And let's see who is going to be fought in Zot. And he's putting on his adamant armors already. Going to give a nice boost to Edge.
Some Lunar bosses.
Yep. Well, we know it's not Wyvern.
Okay, Plague's not bad there.
No, Plague is not bad at this spot. So he should not have much of a problem. And Muppets did take Fasoya, drop Tele for Fasoya, which I'm not surprised. I did not see that because I remember it was when Muppets had his little bit of technical difficulties.
I think, based on his HP, I think Fasoya is 2 boss fights away from being at full strength.
Yes, and he should get that by the end of this tower, so.
Alright.
He's 1 away. We'll see if he decides to safety save. Nope, he's going straight in. Oh,
They
Kitty.
don't play him. That was not a bad boss to go through. Rydia, yeah, first up here. Doubt he'd pick her up at this point.
No, there's really no reason. Rydia is good early game if you can pick up a nice summon, such as Sylph, such as Bahamut, Leviathan. But really, later on, if you got Palom, there's no reason to take Rydia. And who is chained to the ball is another Tella, which I'm sure he is so disappointed that he does not get to take Tella with him.
So Vitasia is going through the Seal Cave and is going to fight the trapdoors, do some grinding.
Just a little bit, yeah. So far we've seen 3 different grinds go down. So, very interesting.
Oh, hey, we had 3 characters up there. There's Yang.
Oh yeah. So Yang is pretty fast, but should not be a problem with the levels and equipment. One nuke is gonna pretty much plow right through him. Well, maybe not one nuke, but a couple. Yeah, there we go. A nuke and a smack in the face.
Invenerable had some trouble with Ogopogo. Looks like they're going straight in for another run at him.
Yep. Ogopogo starts out this fight with a big wave, 2 of them, and that will take you down to half of your max HP. And then he hits with some nasty spells and everything. So, he hits pretty nasty physical attacks.
All right, I'm about to pick up another item. What do we got here?
We have got
Wind Harp.
Oh man, this just doesn't end, does it? This does not end.
So the fetch quests continue.
Yes, this is a pretty deep rabbit hole, but he's gonna go check out that Odin spot now. So this could change some things too if he finds somebody not too bad in the Odin spot, as well as a decent item. Vitaja's still plowing through this sealed cave, getting himself some levels. As you said, he is at 10 key items, I think, or is he at 10 key items?
Vitasia? I think he's at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's only at 9. Sorry.
Yeah, so he's not getting the experience boost yet. That disrupt is what I was saying with the not demolish. Disrupt will hit you pretty hard and instantly kill you, but get the life potions, bring them right back up, and doesn't cause too much of a problem.
And it looks like another moon boss on the throne. Tail Dragon. I think I think that's our last one.
Yep. Yes, Peldim, and Peldim is probably one of the easier of the Lunar subterranean bosses. He counters with slow, and just don't attack him with magic and you'll be alright.
Yeah, he's got Paladin parrying, so just gonna let Edge and Cecil handle this one.
Yeah, and Edge with his Edge has his adamant armor on. I'm not sure if he put the other adamant armor on Cecil or not, but Edge gonna have no problem with this fight. Gonna be a little slow. Well, I don't know if slow actually affects him with adamant armor at this point. Now we have seen Bahamut. Bahamut was in the Baron Castle on the throne. He was in the Kanazo spot. We'll see how this goes. Remember, we still have not taken out Odin in the Land of the Summoned Monsters.
And at this point, the only items we have not seen is the crystal, and the adamant, and the legend, I think.
Right. Yes. So, something could be behind Twin Harp. Something. We still got that Ogopogo spot that Invenerable is still hacking away at. Now we're gonna find out.
White Spear from Muppets. I don't think he has Cane, so that's not what he wanted to see.
Yes. And someone in chat asked, have we seen the dreaded Wyvern yet? We did see Wyvern, but Wyvern was in the tower room behind the tower key, so he was pretty squishy.
Alright, what is Muppet's next move going to be?
Ooh, a life staff for that Ogopogo fight.
Oh, man, after all that fighting, you definitely don't want to see that.
But that is the best staff for your healer, so you know, not the worst thing in the world. It is very good for Rosa, but you know, I think after all that time, I think he much rather would have seen the key item because she did have the lunar staff as it was.
And Muppets is gonna play for the Dark Imp.
Yep, he's gonna go. We're gonna hear some nasty music.
Yeah, Chet is begging for music to go to Muppets right now.
Yes. So for those of you who are new to the for free enterprise randomizer, the programmers, the developers of this, have really put in a lot of Easter eggs. One of the cool Easter eggs is the music from the Twin Harp. Edward usually plays the Twin Harp music, which deactivates the magnet barrier in Cave Magnus. So there's a bunch of different custom tracks, a lot of times from other Final Fantasy games, other RPGs, and other games. So it's always a treat to hear what they're going to put in this. And I also want to take this time to commend everyone that's worked on the free enterprise. I've played a lot of randomizers, and this is probably one of the most well done randomizers. A lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Seeing this and playing this breathed a lot of life back into one of my favorite Final Fantasy games of all time.
So Muppets is in the dark fight. He still waits for Dark Imp to do some big magic. Nice thing about this fight is if you do have everybody equipped with something metal, you'll skip this first part.
Yes. Now Obdajr is fighting the CPU in the Lukic Cave, which, you know, not a bad play. He picked up the pass, which is gonna, if he finds the crystal anywhere not on the moon, he's not gonna have to do that run. He's also, you know, attacker can do Mazer, which only does 1/10 of your HP. So if you keep him healed up, it's not going to be that big of a problem. And we're going to get some music. So let's have a listen to this nasty music. See what nasty music is going to be transmitted via the Twin Harp. I believe that is Locke's.
Yep, that would be Locke's theme from FF6.
Yes, I got a nice surprise turning on the sound to the Muppetsinspace's stream.
And we got Ant Lion at the Dark Elf spot.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Antlion's got a nasty physical counter and some bad physical attacks, but he's gonna be pretty easy. And Obdajr is still hacking away at the CPU up here. As I said before, keeping your party healed up is gonna be is really not that big of a deal. He's gonna use Porum to make sure that happens. And Mazer can only do 1/10 of the max HP, but he's about to take out Porum and Tella, but we've taken out the CPU.
And Muppets finds Bahamut.
So this was a total dead end.
So at this point, I mean, you basically have to start taking on the optional bosses. I don't think there's really much else you can do.
Nope, that's one of the worst things you can see there.
Now, did Invenerable find the crystal? Then we miss it? Nope, he's still looking at bosses.
He's still looking at bosses, so looks like our only option here is going to be the this fight or Odin, which is Golbez. That's not going to be fun. But he's got Starveil, and as I said before, you can go ahead and wall up, and all attacks will be bounced off Starveil.
Oh, Muppets is going for the other chain.
Yep. Muppets is on that same rabbit hole that Obdajr went down. No, I'm sorry. He is going up, where is he going?
Yeah, he's going up. He's going up Babel, which led us to the tower key to the Luke key, the sealed cave that had the pass.
Yeah, so he's going on his pass run at this point. We did see Leviathan. Leviathan was taking place in one of the lunar subterranean bosses, either the plague spot or the lunar dragon spot.
Oh, Kolbez just nailed Palom with a 3600 virus.
Yeah, without the star veils up, it's gonna be rough. He's trying to run the best he can. I'm not sure if he doesn't have a star veil on Tella, so that is gonna be a wipe for Invenerable.
He did save recently, so he's not gonna lose much progress there.
No. Yes, but that is Golbez in that spot is nasty. He has extremely high magic power. And this is the Ogopogo spot. 37,000 HP. He's got to chip away. Yeah, he's going to do a little bit more grinding to be ready for this. Oh, Vitasia crashing into the land of the summoned monster in the overworld before finally landing and run on in. I think he's going to be taking on the Odin spot. Or the Leviathan spot, which is Odin, so this could pay out.
He might not have done the I think he might have noped out of Mist Dragon too, so I still have that as well.
Right, he did reset out of that, so he's got Mist Dragon as well as the Odin spot, which he may take because I think he is strong enough. And Invenerable doesn't have any adamant armors yet, so adamant armor's good in this Golbez fight because he cannot hold you, and he also demolish if it targets you will just do nothing. So in this Golbez fight, the Golbez fight is a scripted fight in the vanilla game. This is normally in the dwarf castle after you fight the Calcabrana. He will summon. He will go ahead and summon the Shadow, which will kill 3 of your characters, and Cecil will stay alive before Rydia comes in, and that's when Rydia grows up.
So,
but go for it.
So it looks like Invenerable killed off 3 of his characters and then got a Star Veil on Kane right away.
Yes. Now, putting Star Veil, I'm not sure if putting Star Veil on before this scene with Shadow is right, because I think the wall falls off. But once again, we'll find out in just a minute. So Shadow will bail out because he's full already. Vitasia is going on and taking on the Dragon Mist, but his party is very well leveled, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. He should go down pretty quick.
Muppets got down Wyvern before he even got his opening Mega Nuke off.
Oh, nice. That is nice. So Cecil is down, Kane is jumping away. Yep, and his Star Veil is up, so this is good. These are the
Yeah, this will be a somewhat easy fight now for Invenerable. Basically let Golbez kill himself.
Yes. He just wants to make sure that wall doesn't fall off before Golbez is down. And this should do it. Nope.
Alright, it's down. Now will this pay off for Invenerable?
Yep. We'll find out if this is the right...
It's a massive moon.
Oh, well, that's good for Edge. Oh, he's just going to go ahead and reset because he's not.
So, I don't know if do we have any more moon bosses?
No, it's got to be with Odin.
Last place we have Odin.
And so Vitasia is standing right next to the crystal, and he does not know it yet. Which I'm afraid, I'm hoping that once Vitasia finishes Dragon Mist, that he does not fail out.
Just correcting us, there are still a couple spots here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Wyvern spot. I thought we had done that one already. I'm still gonna guess that it is gonna be in this Leviathan spot where Odin is hanging out. The end of Babel went for Vanilla Tower Key. Tower gave him what was that? What was
Tower Key led to Luca Key, which led to Pass.
Right, that's right. Oh, we've got Mylon Z in the Element fight in the Wyvern spot, which is much better than the Vanilla Element spot. 25,000 HP. Where Elements normally are is about 93,000, which is a pretty nasty fight.
Oh, nice move there.
Yes, that's gonna push us probably to the next. Oh no.
I mean, I think we've got at least three spots left because we haven't seen the Legend Sword, we haven't seen the Adamant, we haven't seen the Crystal.
Right. Okay. So what are we missing?
Maybe we might also be missing the Pale Dim spots.
That's right. That's right. He went down because I know Invenerable went down and did the grind first. I think he just went in straight from his grind.
Okay, so Invenerable's got elements down. What does he find? The Crystal. There it is.
All right. So we have the crystal. So Invenerable is very happy, and Vitasia is going to go ahead and try for Odin. Invenerable may honestly just turn around and go fight Zeromus at this point.
I think that's what it looks like he's doing. He's got encounters on. He'll try to grind up a little bit more.
Vitasia throwing the spoon at Odin to knock off about 10,000 of his HP. So he's halfway through the fight in one swift throw. A nice lit 3 should finish this off. His sword is up.
Not down yet. Gotta hurry a little here.
Gonna throw a light sword. Throwing the lightsaber hopefully finishes him off. He should only have about 4,000 HP left. No, he's still not dead. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong chart. 35,000 is his HP in this fight.
Well, didn't kill him outright, but he took himself out defending edge.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And I do not believe he saved after fighting D-Mist. Or did he?
I don't think he did. I think he went right from D-Mist to
think he
Odin.
went right from Dragon Mist to Odin. Yep. So he's going to have to do that one again. Muppetsinspace doing the same play. But he also has 2 characters that can drop lightning. And then as I said before, there is a chance that Cecil got wiped out. We got 3 in the Land of the Summoned Monsters fighting, Demus and Odin, and we have
Venerable's getting his party ready. Might want to grind up some more levels. We'll see.
So someone asked they're new, what is Free Enterprise? Free Enterprise is a randomizer for Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy II in the United States. It starts you out with the Enterprise, the name of the airship, hence the name Free Enterprise. It randomizes, there's many different flag sets you can set to randomize a variety of things, bosses, key items. If you check out the website that was just linked in the chat, you can see all the different flags you can do. These are league flags. You'll see the flag with J and whatnot down there. That's the flags that are using for this league.
Alright, here we go. Invenerable on Zeromus.
Oh, let's see who it is. Another Easter egg is we talked about, like the music. They have also changed the sprite for Zeromus. There are tons of sprites. I have not seen even a quarter of them, I don't think. So he... yeah, we'll see what it changes to.
Alright, there's the crystal used.
Crystal was the... Was it Wyvern Spot or... Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Wyvern spot. Oh, Team Rocket!
Rockimus. So he's going to use a Silk Web, which will slow Zeromus. Zeromus is going to counter any spell with Nuke, which once you do that, it's going to lower his... the first one will lower his magic defense and kind of nerf his next Big Bang. So his next Big Bang is not going to have the full power that that it would normally have because of him countering with Nuke. The first one's free. Following that first Big Bang, Zeromus will shake. If you cast Nuke on him before that shake, barring a phase change, you will nerf the next Big Bang after his Nuke. And this is how you would survive with lower HP parties, even though Tella isn't going to survive even a nerfed Big Bang. But we totally expected bringing Tella into this fight. Tella stays in that position for pretty much most of that.
Yeah. So with Zeromus slowed, this is mostly a cure fest here. Pelham just needs to get a nuke off before each Big Bang after the shake to nerf the next one, and then Rosa heals up.
Yes, but even if Pelham goes down on a phase change and a full-powered Big Bang, it's not going to be the end of the world, because Rosa up with Cecil and Kane, they can, and she can berserk them. They can pretty much hold their own, even though they're hitting. Kane's hitting a little low. It's not the end of the world. And Obda Jr. is still going here on the Odin fight. I think he's saved. Healed up. He's going to fight Odin. See what he finds. It looks like Vitasia is going down that massively annoying rabbit hole. Muppets went down.
Yeah, Baron Key to Earth Crystal to Twin Harp to the Bahamut Summon.
And I'm sure these runners are trying to avoid going and the bosses as much as possible if they can, because they are difficult fights.
Yeah, unfortunately, for Invenerable, it paid off big time. For the rest, at this point, it's basically when do they get to the moon?
Right. And that was a fully powered Big Bang. You saw that it almost even took out Rosa, took out Palom, and they're going to go with just Kane and Cecil and Rosa at this point, I believe. And Obda has taken down Odin. And he will find the Crystal Sword, which is great for Cecil.
Yeah, very nice weapon, but again, it's not what he needs. Muppet's gonna get a spoon.
Yup, a spoon for his troubles. And Vitasia is taking on Baron. He's gonna go ahead and loot a little bit of that. Giving the Silent Staff to Rosa, ups her magic just a little bit. Kane is jumping. Kane's in the air. That will a little bit more damage. So after 3 Big Bangs, Zeromus will start using Virus.
The key we'll be looking for here is when Zeromus starts casting Meteo. At that point, it's nearly done, and basically once you see Meteos, it's over, because the Meteos hit nowhere near as hard. Yeah,
Meteos can completely miss. They only hit, as you said, not near as hard, maybe 900 to 1300 damage at the most. And then Muppets is going to finally go to the moon. Muppets has not gone to the at all. And here's another Big Bang. So slowly but surely, Invenerable is going. Zeromus or Team Rocketmus.
taking some big hits, but everyone's staying alive. That's what all he needs.
He is taking his licks, but he's ticking. He keeps on ticking.
Yeah. As long as Rosa stays up, he should be fine.
Yeah, he shouldn't have a problem, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw pretty soon in media phase. There is a HP reset that it looks like Invenerable probably triggered when once you've done about 45,000 damage, you'll do a kind of get an HP refill, and that's going to refill his HP. You can push through that if you're really putting out enough damage, but Invenerable's not doing the initial damage enough to do that, so he did his HP reset, so it makes the fight a little bit longer. Muppets is going to go check that Bahamut spot. Yep, and we're in the mid-year phase, so that's we are almost done.
It's only hit Cecil, not even for 1,000.
No, so we'll be done very quickly. And Rosa got a berserk down on Cecil. He is going to swing away, and Kane's just going to continue to jump, it looks like, to get some higher damage out. Muppets found those dog camps.
There it is. Invenerable is done.
So Invenerable takes first place in tonight's race. Get those ever so coveted 4 points. 1:29.21 is his time.
Very good race by him. He was the first to dive the moon, and that was what ended up paying off for him.
It did. You're doing that grind, then he decided just to go with it, so. Alright, I guess we're gonna try to get hopefully in here for a little interview here shortly. Yes, it looks like Team Rocketmus is blasting off again. Okay, so Vitasia is finished up Baron, and Obda is where is Obda?
Obda, I think.
Oh, he's doing the Odin spot. Where we found
Yep, that's right.
And I don't know if hopefully we can get him in here for an interview. Invenerable, not 100% sure how to do that on my end.
We're asking him currently in the chat, see if he decides to come.
Yes. I've got too many things up on my screen right now.
So completed time.
And there we are. Congratulations on your first place, Invenerable.
Thank y'all so much. It's a definite huge sigh of relief.
So, when were you starting to get a little nervous during that moon grind there?
Honestly, it was the big things that made me nervous were how many dead end paths I went down. Like, go up into the Tower of Babel, oh, it is the tower key. Find out that leads to Luca key and leads to pass. So when I saw it, I'm like, okay, if it's an easy boss, we'll go ahead and take it and run with it. CPU, I'm like, nope, no time for that. And then Moon, spot after spot was not a key item to find. I kind of thought I'd find the hook, and then that would have to lead me back to Earth with the rat tail and everything. But it was just, here, have a Masamune. Here, have a white robe and a Gungnir spear, which helped. Rosa, hanging on by the skin of her teeth during that Zeromus fight after one of those big bangs. But, and then, wiping to Golbez and going back to him again, and I'm like, here, you like your magic? Eat your own magic, you jerk. But the main thing, I didn't see sirens anywhere. Has anyone been to Cave Eblin? Are they there, or is this a sirenless seed?
It's a sirenless seed.
Ooh, okay. When I realized that was the case, I knew that gave me a little bit of an advantage because just of how many different grind spots I know about. So I don't know how everyone else handled that, but I'm sure it was a interesting part of this race compared to some of the other ones we've already had.
Well, you missed one of the rabbit holes. Baron Key, I believe it was from Mist Dragon. I think that went to Hook. It's Hook and Baron, and then I think Hook took you to the Rat Tail. It got you the Earth Crystal, the Twin Harp. There was another rabbit hole that you missed.
Another big one, yeah. Because I peeked at the summon monster bosses when I went down there, and I saw Mist Dragon, and I have been bitten by Mist Dragon at that spot so many times. Like, I know that it's not that difficult if you have illusions, if you have the blink spell, if you have moon veils, but it takes so much time that I decided I'm not going to invest the time there. I'd rather be on the moon, and it worked.
Yeah, it was definitely a good call. Now, I ask everybody this: what do you think about the changes in flags from the league qualifiers to the league races now?
Oh, I think it's a really great balance both of skill and luck, because, like you said, big rabbit hole at Mist Dragon, a great boss to fight there, because you get both the Asura spot and the Mist Dragon item. So deciding, do I follow this path or do I go this path, adds that randomness, but you still have to be able to beat the stuff fairly quickly as you're plowing through it. So I like the balance. K1 feels a little too streamlined, K3 and 4 feels a little too wild. I love me some K2.
Yes, and I want to note that I have played several of these flag sets, and I have yet to finish a seed.
Keep at it. I mean, it takes time, and you'll learn more things. And of course, doing commentary, you're going to see a lot of great racers doing a lot of interesting strategies. So I'm sure you'll get there pretty soon.
Yeah, I've been playing a couple of these in preparation for some commentaries, and I get to a point where I'm just like, it's not worth
it. I did try the league qualifiers, and I was only able to do one race, and it didn't go overly well for me.
Gotcha. Well, there'll be future leagues, of course. Hopefully then either it'll work with your schedule a little better, or you'll just do one and just stomp everyone, like some of our League of 32 did.
How are you, so how happy are you that this isn't a 2.5-hour seed like the one we saw last night?
Very thankful for that. I mean, I love racing. Like, doing these, my pulse elevates, the adrenaline just starts going wild. And so right now, I'm just glad it's over. I could use a drink, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else finish up the seat as well.
Did you have a pretty massive butt clench when you saw Wyvern up there in that tower spot?
I did. I did not safety save after the Luge spot, and when I saw it, I tried to run buffer off of Starvale and didn't get it. So I was very happy that it just whiffed on both Tella? No. Yeah, Tella and Rosa. I'm like, okay, we're fine.
Yeah, you can thank me for that one. Right before you found that, I said, wouldn't this be a shame if we found a Wyvern here, and boom. So, I apologize for that.
Hey, as long as I didn't wipe, it's not truly a commentator's curse, so I'm okay with it.
Well, it looks like we got Muppets is gonna go do his Lunar bosses down here, so he did not do the Wyvern spot either, so he's gonna probably do these and then head back up looking.
Did he do the did he go down the Mist Dragon rabbit hole you were talking about?
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. Ooh, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop out of chat and watch the other three finish this up. Thank you guys for commentary. Thank you, Demarine, for tracking. Thank you, Elmagus, for the restream. Love you all. And Zemus-Zone hype.
Well, thank you for the interview. Thank you for racing. Great job tonight.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Good night.
All right, so we've got Obdajr is gonna finish up Zot here. Muppets is gonna fight some Lunar bosses, and Vitasia's going down as well.
It looks like Muppets and Vitasia hopefully will be on the right track. We'll see if they follow through. Obdajr, unfortunately, needs to still get out of this rabbit hole.
Yeah, that rabbit hole. There were some mean rabbit holes, because to be perfectly honest, the plays that made the most sense and the plays that were the safer plays ended up not being fun at all, or not being just not working out. So sometimes taking big risks reaps big rewards. Vitasia's gonna go do that spot.
Yeah, this is one of the ones we did not see. I think at this point, though, it might be adamant.
It is adamant, yes. But this is, I want to say, Muppets did this already. This is Mylon. He'll stop the gas pretty quickly with an hourglass, and he's gonna pretty much wreck them. Yeah. So right now it's just it's just kind of a race. Everyone's basically at the levels you're gonna want them for to fight Zeromus. So as soon as each of these runners find the crystal, they're probably just gonna be running on down and doing it. And I forget what did Zot give?
Zot gave the twin heart.
Okay. So Muppets had not much of a problem with that Leviathan. So he is gonna go go ahead and fight him forget who this was. Ogopogo. Alright.
That's right, forgot to ask. I don't think Invenerable ever picked up Edge.
He did not. He never dropped the package. He Cecil Kane and yeah. So Cecil Kane, Tella, he kept Tella.
Alright. So Muppets and Vitasia are on the right track.
Muppets reset out of that Ogopogo fight. Not 100% sure why he reset out of that. And we found adamant from Vitasia. Oh. Sorry about that. Kids are slightly unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He might have just had an issue with the Ogopogo fight the first time. Going through it this time, though. Vitasia doing some inventory cleaning.
Yes, my kids seem to be doing the same. That yielded nothing of major use. And as I mentioned last night, I am always partial to runs where runners have the twins. I am a parent of twins as well, so.
Probably a little rough.
It's fun. I'm hoping soon one of these days gonna get them down on my old Super NES playing this game once they're a little bit older. So
Yeah,
teach them the ways of the old school RPGs.
So yeah, I think at this point between Muppets and Vitasia, it's basically who goes for the Wyvern spot first and who gets that crystal.
Yes, and Obdajr about to hear some nasty music theme. Vitasia's fighting Behemoth.
Yeah, it was in a chest.
Ah, he found a trap chest.
Yep.
I see. Someone in chat played it 7-8 with your dad. Yeah, Final Fantasy IV was 2 for me was one of the first games I played on SNES. I was not old enough to read yet, and I played it. I had no clue what I was doing. I just held buttons down. But as I got older, I started playing it and kind of fell in love with the RPG genre, and here I am now.
You know, I remember borrowing Final Fantasy II from a friend when I was like 10 or 11, and might have even been younger, but yeah, it was always one of the first ones I got to play.
The Muppets also is going down to the Golbez spot, so he did not do the Wyvern spot.
Interesting. Interesting that they're both, the Muppets chose to bypass that as well, and is Vitasia going to do the same?
I think so.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's Another one. He got Kane jump off, so that's good. But Kane probably is going to come down once Shadow shows up. Yeah, but Muppets does have 2 adamant armors, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, no, Kane's going to stay in the air. And Demolish missed. So yeah, he ooh. Not the 2 characters you want taken out by Demolish. Excuse me.
Well, his cannon landed late enough so he didn't get hit with Demolish as well. Got edge back up, but now he's got to get through these. Oh, we got Starveil off. He's in good shape.
Starveils are gonna make this a pretty free fight. And Vitasia's gonna go straight to the Wyvern spot and find his crystal, and I assume he's going to run straight down and finish out this seed. Obda is headed to the moon.
It's one of those situations where I have to wonder if these runners, they saw Invenerable finish and then they're like, I might have gone the complete wrong direction.
What do you got? Now, we saw Invenerable used a strategy with a wall, bounce spells off the wall to avoid the phase change with the elements, and he stayed on Mylon Z the entire fight. Vitasia's just attacking him straight out, so he is on the Kanazo phase of this fight.
Yeah, their last phase for him, Valvalis.
And as we watch these fights, once again, I want to thank RPG Limit Break for the host. I promise my kids are a lot happier about the restream than it seems. And Demarine for his wonderful work with the tracker. It is very difficult to keep track of all 4 runs at once and have an accurate tracker, and he has been on top of it tonight, so thank you very much.
Vitasia finished off the elements, he's got his crystal, and I'm guessing he's heading straight down now.
Yeah, he is ready. He is ready for the fight. Anyone who wants to keep track on the counts of how many times I've thrown the cat out of the commentary room, just at 3.
Affectionate cat.
So yeah, he's gonna save and dip straight down into Zeromus and hopefully finish the seed off, and he'll be quite happy.
Muppet's resting up before heading down. And yeah, Vitasia is on the warpath at this point. Going straight down for Zeromus.
Oh, and our count is now at 4.
The cats can be sneaky. I mean, I've heard that they can basically manipulate their bones to get through tight spaces, so they can easily sneak up on you.
Yeah. I don't. Someone asked if the updated DS version of the game gets run very often. I'm not 100% sure. I do like this randomizer because it kind of feels more authentic to the original. I have a soft spot to the 16-bit games. But I really don't know. I haven't watched. I think the randomizer is set straight for this. Randomizers do keep these games really fresh. Always something new each time. Kind of maybe gives it a little bit of a rogue. I don't know if you call it a roguelike, but with it's different every time. It's a lot more fun. Obdajr finds adamant in that in that spot that he just took out. I want to say the Mylon spot.
Yeah, I was in the Mylon spot.
Yeah, so.
Alright.
And we're going to see Team Rocket once again. Just like the show, they keep coming back.
Alright, so here we go for Vitasia.
So I didn't see, yes, he did pick up, I was going to ask, I did not see if they picked up that many Bacchus ones, but it seems like he did, so I believe Vitasia is probably going to... Yeah, he's going to use Fasoya to Berserk now, and I'm not sure if he's going to kind of run like double healing with Fasoya and Rosa. The only downside to Fasoya is he only has about 190 MP. So he runs out of MP pretty quick. Cure 4 costs 40 MP. So you really can only get 4 Cure 4s off before you're totally out of MP. Now if he's got Ethers, makes things a little bit different. Yeah, nerfing that Big Bang is good. That keeps Rosa alive since she was down to about 1.6k.
Yeah, he hit Rosa heal herself.
Yes, she queued up a Cure 3. Fasoya is going to spot. Yeah, no, he's going to take the rest of them with a Cure. So he's going to be running some dual healing right now. Or no, sorry. He used Rosa for the Cure 4, and not sure what he's queuing up on Palom? Wall. So I think he's planning on bouncing Nuke. Yes, he's going to bounce Nuke off that wall.
By bouncing Nuke off the wall, he can avoid the counter nuke that Zeromus would do.
Yes, any magic spell will be countered with Nuke unless reflected. Also, he can bounce White off that. White, if it attacks directly, is going to trigger a weak counter. And then if as Big Bang slowly ticks off damage, they'll die from that damage tick. So do not target Zeromus directly with White.
Meanwhile, as we've been watching Vitasia, Obdajr Jr.'s pulled ahead of Muppets by going for Wyvern, and he's going to get his crystal.
Yes, so he's going to probably dive straight down into this fight as well. Yeah, and Vitasia's putting out a ton of damage on Zeromus with these reflected nukes, and we've only seen one Big Bang, and it's possible that may be the only Big Bang we see in this fight. Now he did just shake, so we shall see what happens. Yeah, Obda and Muppets is going to be a pretty close race. It all depends on what Muppets decides to do now. He's going to throw Adamant on his healer to kind of up her survivability just a little bit. And it looks like Vitasia skipped that Big Bang and went straight for the Meteor Phase, so he is almost done.
And wait, what's Obda doing? Oh, he's just going to use the pass to get to...
Yeah, he's going to just, instead of running down. And
there we go, Vitasia's got it.
Time of 151, right on.
So Vitasia finishes second, will get 3 points for the win.
Yes. Vitasia at 151 even. And we're going to try to get, see if we can get Vitasia in here for an interview. Alright, he's going to be in shortly we can interview Vitasia.
And Muppets has finished off the elements. It's going to grab his crystal. Should be right behind Obda.
Yep.
Chet does mention, though, too, that with Muppets game crashing, that did cost him some time. So, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. You're kind of, whatever happens to your emulator, it's up to you to handle.
Yeah.
No, I mean, racers can elect to, re-race or something, but that's totally up to them. There's no rules for that.
And here's Vitasia. Congratulations, Vitasia.
Man, that was kind of an interesting one. Inven, hats off to him. I think everyone's bottleneck was trying to level there in that mid game.
That did limit a lot of people. This was, as far as we can see, a sirenless seed.
Oh, so someone actually did go to Edlane and nothing there?
Yeah, but Evelyn had this was a no siren at all in this seed. So, how did you feel about having to do that second race in the league that the crystal was behind a lunar boss?
I mean, you kind of expect it with K2 seeds. You know, I got the Dark Crystal relatively early. I think it was on Mount Ordeals, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the moon at some point and commit myself to it. The problem was, I think I would have gone earlier, but my level, I just was not comfortable. And I was like, okay, well, try to, like, I had the one siren that I found. And then I kept digging and digging. Oh, okay, finally get the loop key so I can do some door grinds.
Yeah, that was a pretty fast Zeromus fight for you. You were pumping out some damage on him there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had to be in mid 50s by then. I mean, when Palem has nuke, it was. I didn't even bother at that point in time to trying to agi nerf or do anything. I'm like, well, we'll just roll over his face and see what happens.
Yeah, I think you only saw one big bang.
Yeah, I set up kind of the one big bang and nerfed it, and then I did reflex strats from that point on. I was trying to hold Rosa in reserve for a little bit, I think for like one round, and then I'm like, well, I don't even see a shake yet. Let's go ahead and get some white reflex at the same time.
Yep, and so I asked Invenerable and I asked everybody last night, what do you like better or like worse about the flags in the league races as opposed to the qualifiers?
Well, I mean, it is longer. Like, there are more choices and more options for you to go to. The difference is, I think, because the moon is so heavy and it's such a heavy time investment for that. Like, it's once you go to the moon, you feel like you have to commit yourself to that, and like your next 45 minutes of the race are set and locked in. So on that hand, it's like I like that kind of decision making that you have to do. I also I love the 4-man free for all format. I love it compared to the like free for all, just because it rewards like better execution, better routing than just taking a gamble when there's like 50 of us going together.
Yeah, how happy were you to find the Excalibur at the top of Ordeals? A lot of people try to avoid Ordeals. Was that did that make your day?
You know what? I was halfway up and I was like, oh crap, I don't have a weapon for so like I had maybe a drain sword or something. I was going, oh, what am I gonna do? And then the Excalibur, I was like, well, that solves that problem.
And did you have how do you feel after poking in and seeing that wyvern in the tower?
Oh, I think I survived the Mega Nuke, and I was like, wait, what? Like, I had no idea the magic spot was that weak for it. I was blessing myself for leveling whatever I did at that point in time. I was like, oh my god. I was just trying to get through that fight, but I'm really, really fortunate getting there, because I don't think I had saved up to that point in time for ages.
And Obdajr just finished with 156.29.
Yep, 156.29.
So, and Muppets is right behind him. But yeah, did you safety save after the Lugay spot, or did you just plow straight into the tower?
I just plowed straight through. So I safety saved at the bottom. So had that, I mean, that could have just crushed my hopes and dreams. I didn't safety save when I did the Asura Leviathan spot for Demist. Like, I killed Demist first, and then I did Leviathan, and then died, and then I had to redo Demist after that point. I was like, oh. So at that point, I just thought I had lost some time, so I was trying to, cut some corners here and there.
Well, it was definitely a lot of fun watching you and all the racers. You did a fantastic job.
And
And Muppets has just finished as well, I believe.
All right. Well, GG guys, and thank you guys for commentating, and Megas for restreaming, and for everyone who's tracking. Thank you guys, everyone, so much. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of your hair and let Obda and Muppets come on in.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks. Have a good night. And we'll try to get our last 2 racers in here, only separated by a minute 13.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that was that last really came down to it. Invenerable, I mean, he pulled ahead because he made that dive early. That was that gamble that really paid off. But everybody else was right up there.
So we do have information Muppets will not join us. Still looking at Obdajr Jr. Yeah, Obda will join us.
Okay, sounds good. So everyone is finished up. This was a definitely got kind of a little bit of a trolley seed, but at least everybody was under 2 hours, which everyone likes to see in anything above K1. So we're just gonna wait for we're just gonna beat we're just gonna once again, words are hard. We're just gonna wait for Obda to get in here. And while we're waiting, I'll give a final thank you to RPG Limit Break, final thank you to Demarine for tracking, and El Magus for his restreaming and setting that up.
Hello.
And here's Obda. Congratulations on that. That was
Sure.
a little bit of a trolley seed, huh?
It was a lot of fun. Came to a point about after the Luca cave where I had to either decide to finish up all the other stuff or go to the moon, and I chose wrong. So.
Well, it was honestly the most logical play. So it the 3, second, third, fourth all were so close. Because
Yeah.
everybody did roughly the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, I got so flustered at the beginning, dying to Calcabrena. Just running around, couldn't remember where the dancing dagger was. So I thought I was behind the whole way.
So how did you feel about having to dive down to the moon and digging around for Wyvern down there? Or the Wyvern spot, rather, for the crystal.
Yeah. I usually go through it and do it in order. I mean, once you're that strong, there's not really any bosses that can make you have too many problems.
Yep, and we found that this was a sirenless run. So
Yeah.
grinding was a little bit of a challenge. Kind of everyone had to do their own thing.
Yeah, I've done enough doors to kind of default to that when it comes to the sirenless seeds.
So what do you think about these flag sets as opposed to the league qualifier flag sets? League qualifiers were a little kinder.
Putting it lightly.
Yes.
They're tough. I think the only thing I'm kind of unhappy with is that it should be, I guess it's for the sake of having fun for the chat, but the wall that you have to go to the moon to go to the underground in some seeds, even if it's pretty rare, I don't like that possibility.
Oh yeah, that isn't fun. I think we saw that last night, didn't we?
Did we? Oh.
But did you when you climbed up ordeals, did you feel good after finding that Excalibur?
It was I was like, oh, I'm going up here for no reason. Oh, what? Okay, good. I have a good character now. It was pretty nice. I usually in races try to go to ordeals even if it's not the best because I know everyone else is not going to.
Now did you have a little bit of a when you saw Wyvern in the tower up there?
It missed one of my characters. I was so happy. I was like, oh god.
I think that happened to everybody that went up there. I think
Yeah.
everyone just got that initial mega nuke and had that moment of, oh my god, it didn't kill everybody.
Yeah. throw up the star veil. Wait, oh, it doesn't do anything anymore. Just kill him.
Yep. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun watching you run. A lot of fun watching everybody run in this race. So, thank you for running. Thank you for being a part of this, and definitely for joining us for an interview tonight.
My pleasure. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the VOD.
Well, is there anything else you wanna ask Brewers before we say goodnight to everybody?
I don't think so.
I think you pretty much covered it all with your questions.
Well, thank you for joining us for an interview, Obda. I'm not sure if we're gonna let this screen go out or if we're gonna just kind of wrap up here in a little bit, but thank you for running. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations.
On third, yeah.
Well, those coveted points. Everyone wants to get those points. I believe your next match. When is your next match?
We got my next one that's scheduled at least is not till the 12th.
So you got a little bit of time coming up to play through some stuff and
Yep.
sort of see. This was your first one, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, but yeah, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Have a fantastic night.
You too.
All right, so I think we're going to wrap things up here tonight. So this has been the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise League race tonight. Fantastic race between these runners. If you have not yet, please follow all four of these runners. They're great streamers. I enjoy watching them. And I think we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. Our next race is going to be tomorrow at, what is it?
Tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern, we've got Dipwood, Swimming, Leone, Chokosura, and Dragon Darch racing. Be here on RPG Limit Break with Invenerable and Villain Fetishists on the call, and Night Dew tracking.
All right. Well, so we'll see you all here tomorrow night on RPG Limit Break. I'm PMAkfal, joined with BrewersFanJP, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.
Have a good night, everybody.